This is the little walk round video of my Jeep that I've had loads of people on Facebook, a few on my other channel, just asking what it is and a bit about it. Might be too wide. So I'll start on the inside. This Jeep's 16 and a half years. It was a standard YJ. And now it's not. Still standard YJ chassis, so I've still got the original chassis with the holes for the leaf springs, perches. I could weld them back on if originally they were on here, the leaf springs, but then I made the 4-link setup. So we've got triangulated 4-link on rear, triangulated 4-link on front with rock jock johnny joints. Obviously an Atlas 2 transfer box and a Ultra 4 spec turbo 400 manual change gearbox. Yeah, these are little small rock jocks johnny joints. I was running ballistic fabrication joints, but he discontinued them, so I had to change them all to these. So got a Dana 60 front axle and a 14 bolt full floating rear, which the rear has still got the standard shafts in. Obviously trussed. Got disc brake conversion on back with twin calipers. These are my handbrake calipers. Obviously, I know some people say Land Rover springs. 15-inch travel Bilstein shocks on back. Limit chain obviously, because it's got too much flexos. And then I've got my brake calipers. Them are my brake ones there, and the handbrake ones at the back. So legally it's got handbrake on it, the calipers. Obviously fuel pumps underneath here, out the way. Homemade stainless exhaust. Some flexi and all V-banded. Gear reduction starter motor, nice and small. The standard one's a bit too big. So let's go up to front. Got 18-inch travel King 2.5 air shocks. I've got twin shear knuckles. Yeah, so the knuckles themselves and them arms slot on a big groove so you won't break them off. The same as the rock bouncers use. These axles are classed as 1 tons, if people don't know. So I've got 3440 chrome molly shafts in front, inners and outers, 35 spline. I've got the Yukon super joints, so there's no bearings in them, there's lifetime guarantee on them if you break them. I've got obviously full hydro PSC steering, running I think 2500 psi pump, because my pump also, this one might be a bit clearer to see, this UG, because that one's a bit cleaner. So you have to, on the Zert fittings, you have to grease them every time I go off-roading. I grease them. I've got the big brake conversion as well, so I think it's the Chevy Dually 3500 brakes. And big buggers on front. So as you can see, there's not much clearance on the wheels, so I've got to run 17-inch wheels because 16s won't fit. The smallest wheel I can have is 17s to clear the brakes. I've got Yukon super locking hubs, which also got lifetime guarantee, but they're not cheap. Yeah, so like I say, full linked front and rear, 18-inch travel front. I think about 15.5 rear when I measured it, and it's flexed out. We've also got limit chain on front because it's got too much flex. On some of my videos you can see where it flexes. Absolutely stupid. Full external roll cage linked into the, because obviously as you can see I do slide along things, bounce off things a lot, as in trees and rocks, and so it gets a little bit of abuse. Back bumper is made in Trinidad tank as well, so my air compressor part comes here, obviously just standard fitting. I think it's running about between 15 and 20 litres of air in the rear bumper. This is for me bike rack or me other rack to go on that I can store stuff. You've probably seen that on the Strata video with the rack on the back. Protected the lights a bit because I had to replace this panel here. Well, I cut it and made a new panel because when I was towing somebody else out, he decided to not stay on the brakes like I told him to and run straight in the back on me when I was coming down some steps. So he just caved all my back end in. That's why my door doesn't fit properly anymore, big gappy, you know, because all that was caved in because he just run straight in the back of me, which I wasn't happy about. So 17-inch beadlock wheels. They were originally Land Rover wheels, and I had to have the centres CNC cut out and made to 8 lug, because I can't really get 8 lug over here, and if I could get them from America, but like £2.5 for a set of methods. I've got the terra firma bump stops on rear. Like I say, it's a Magnaflow twin 3-inch silencers. Obviously rear radiator. Put the rear radiator in because of I used to run a big block. So a lot of people know I used to run a big block in this, and I couldn't keep the big block cool with a little dinky radiator up front, even though it's a 3-core radiator. I just couldn't keep it cool, so I ended up putting a 4-core Chevy Blazer rear radiator in. It's got a Davies Craig Rally water pump here. So behind the rear radiator, so the pump on the engine pushes it to the rear radiator, and then this one pushes it back. No thermostat in it, so I've got a constant flow, and to tell you the truth, it doesn't get above 185 Celsius American, which is what, about, I don't know, 95. Never gets hot. Doesn't matter how much abuse I give it, the rear fans will kick in at I think 82 Celsius, so it never gets hot at all. Got power steering cooler, one of the gearbox coolers. Obviously I've got a good winch. I think the class has the heavy duty 30,500 upgraded bow motor 2 plus, so it's 8 horsepower motor. I think they're saying it specs about 16,500 line pull with that motor on it. Pulls well. It's hard to pull out freewheel, but it'll pull like a train. Not the quickest, but I don't do winch challenge stuff. All LED lights. I don't run any normal lights. I run Haloblacks. So got the Haloblacks light bar on front, light bar up top, Haloblacks pods rear, and I've got the Maypal there. It lights away up when I want it to. When I want it to So, try and open this bonnet now. So I ended up changing the big block for an LS, so it's got a 6 litre LQ9 motor. Out of originally a Cadillac Escalade. It's got a Truck Norris big cam in it. That's why you can hear it ticking over with the big cam in when it sounds lumpy as all. So obviously my PSC steering, big round. I've got the alternator that's on that, which is from Summit Racing, which is not cheap, but it's a 400 amp alternator that keeps my batteries topped up when I'm winching, and obviously pulling trailer, even a trailer doesn't need a lot. The other thing I'm running a high pressure pump is because with a big cam you lose vacuum on the engine, so I'm running Hydro Boost brakes, so the power steering runs my RAM, my full hydro steering and my brakes, which I've obviously had to upgrade the pipes to a bigger bore from the standard bore for the flow. And then obviously you got your flow and return, and the orbital valve, I don't know if you can see it, is basically directly off. Yeah. So directly off the steering bar, there's no little UJ joints. It comes straight out the steering shaft from the steering wheel straight into the orbital valve. So even if I have to force the steering, you can't really see it. Everything's very tight in this. I can force the steering and still turn. It does still turn when the engine cuts out. It's very hard. Obviously running 40-inch tyres, which is away brother out. Which is the next thing. So I have got bigger wheels that people have seen. These are 40-inch hard compound Treps. I was running the soft compound before, but running it in two-wheel drive on the road, I just killed the rears. Just running 450 horsepower through soft tyres on the road, mate, just kills them. So yeah, the engine's about 450 horsepower-ish. LS runs well. Towing my trailer, which isn't the lightest because I built it a bit heavy, out of 3mm plate, which I should have made thinner. I'm going to make it thinner next year. I'm going to put all these panels to aluminium instead of steel. Anyway, so I think the trailer's about 1.5 tons, but I can get 15 to the gallon on a run towing the trailer, which ain't bad. I weighed this. I think last time I weighed it, it was 2.8 ton. Because obviously got big axles on it. Everything's trussed. The axles are trussed with 10mm plate. More for strength than anything else. I wanted it strong when I did it then. You know, so it's a pretty beefy out thing. It's all low down weight though, there's nothing up top. So little things like had to do with, because of space, so I've got a little bottle here with a fuel pump running me window washers. So I've got another, that's another gearbox cooler. So I've got twin coolers on the gearbox. So I've got the big one there, then that one there, right directly behind the fan. I've got engine oil cooler and another in front of that, power steering. So I've got two power steering coolers, one engine cooler, two gearbox coolers. You can't, gearboxes don't like getting hot, especially when you put a lot of money into them like I've got into this gearbox. So yeah, full external cage, I'll show you on top. Still got the internal roll cage, don't know if you can see it. So it's still got the standard internal one, yeah, which bolts up on here, which, you know, obviously me harnesses, the bar is welded across my harnesses. It has got 4-point harness, but I just use the lap ones most of the time. So that's obviously on the roof. And we've got just cross section over the cab going down on the roof. So back in here. So that's me. It's called bang shifter. Have you ever seen these? They're Australian. It's just like a synchro mesh. So you basically just pull it, and then when you're going in gears, you pull it all the way down for first, and you bang, 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 first, second, third, and then you have to lift that little tab to go in reverse. But it's just like a synchro mesh thing, you know, bang, bang, bang. Works good. John Sleeth, who tuned the engine, he liked it. He quite liked the shifter. It's all billet. It's all well-made billet stuff, not like some of these B&M ones that got plastic and chrome crap all over them. So yeah, I've got obviously the dash needs a bit of work. I keep meaning to tidy it up. So that's me Edge engine management, which is basically made by Holly. So when my engine's running, that's telling me everything the engine's doing, running, Lambda sensors, MAF sensors, everything just tells me what it's doing. It has got a tuning mode on it, but obviously I had it tuned by John Sleeth, so I don't need to mess around with that. It does stall now and again because it's a little bit low on tick over, but I had to go back because it was a bit too high, and my gearing on my Atlas is that low. I was always holding it on the brakes, holding it back, so I had to go back to John and say lower the revs down a bit because it's just trying to drive itself all the time. So I've got GPS speedo, which I've had for donkey's years, because obviously we're in Atlas, don't got a output for a speedo drive, so I run a GPS speedo which is up on top of CB. So this is just a plastic roof, just a bikini top with some little bars I put on to stop it flapping in the wind. These are made just to slot over. I've got some nice lights in here if you need to, but yeah, got my half doors, which I don't normally have to leave them on when I'm off-roading. I normally take the tops off because I don't want to put the plastic windows through. So they're best top ones. Got speakers in, obviously, got some tunes going on the go. But when I'm laning, I leave the doors on, obviously, because it keeps a little bit of rain out. So yeah, GPS speedo, my engine management, and I've got rear radiator temperature, battery volts, even though there's battery volts on me Edge, but that's been in donkey's years. Oil PSI, runs about 65 PSI on tick over, about 85, 90 when I'm running to about, 2,200 revs at 60 type of thing. So that there's me engine oil temperature, this one. Obviously fuel, which that goes down really quick, I don't know why. And then I've got this stupid expensive gauge from Human Tweaks, that this runs to my gearbox, because I've had gearbox issues in the past where the torque converter blew up twice. So I can monitor my torque converter pressure on this, so that basically manages me torque converter line pressure. So if there's an issue with that where it's showing 0 all the time, I know there's a problem. And obviously my gearbox temperature, so that's what John Sleeth said set as a warning, where basically the hottest I've ever had it is 90. Well, obviously the coolers and the Davies Craig fan running on the front all the time. The rear fans, like I say, don't kick in until it gets up to 182 Celsius. So yeah, always monitoring my gearbox temperature since I've had problems in the past. And the other thing is, because I've got 4-link underneath, I have to, all this is removable, all this floor, I don't know if you can see it there, all the floor comes out, which right around here. So I've reinforced it, it's got a big bar going all the way across, so all the floor lifts out and all that comes out, and there's a big hole. I have to get the gearbox and transfer box through the cab, which is an absolute pain in the ass. But yeah, so yeah, I've got just reminding me airline there, I've got an ARB twin compressor in that wing over there under my air filter that it's just running into my tank. So I'll show you a little setup on that because people have asked me about that as well, so I'll show you that quickly. try and get as much as I can in this video, because I know loads of people have been asking me about what my setup is and that. And so it's vented here, obviously, thingy. So my ARB, as you can see, is there. Can you see it there underneath there? Which is nearly my chest height. I don't know if you can. So obviously don't really get water issues there. I kept thinking of, shall I put the breathers on the air filters, but I never really have an issue sucking in water this high, because like I say, it's a tall old girl. So that basically ARB is operated, so we alter the wiring a bit from the standard operations to this tank here, which I'll be moving because I won't put my rear winch there. So this tank is on a regulator, pressure regulator. So when that gets up to 120 psi, I think, I can't remember, it just turns the pump off, and obviously it runs straight to the front. Obviously it runs my train horns, so I can scare a few people out of the way, and fills my bumper as well. So if I need to plug airline in to pump tyres up, like I've done in the past, I helped a guy out on Strata, lifted him up in the air with my winch, and put his tyre back on the bead. So what I did with this winch, Stinger, because people have seen them, but I made this a bit different because I do a lot of recoveries. So I've basically trussed it all into my bumper and into my chassis, and this here has got Land Rover 110 half shafts in it, plug welded, and then it's got a socket bar. I really need to put like a turn swivel thing over there. I want to see if I can get one made and that the rope can run on it. So basically what I do is I put the winch cable over there, which this is, I don't know, 5 foot high, and then I can hook it on a Land Rover, say tow bar or whatever, or well, whatever, Toyota, whichever cars needs that lifting up, and then I can lift it up. Like if I put a wheel on, I've done it in the past where we've just changed somebody's wheel for a spare, but I've lifted it in the air because nobody got a jack. So yeah, high and low LED lights, obviously. So yeah, and that is a little bit of a walk around. I've got all my recovery stuff. It isn't locked at the minute, I've unlocked it for show you, but all my recovery stuff is in back here. Ropes and shackles and hooks. People haven't got tow points, like a lot of the time they haven't, so put these big hooks onto a soft shackle and put them over the axles or whatever else, because there's a lot of people go off-roading. Tyre levers I've got punchy repair stuff, a few nuts and bolts in there, and yeah. So yeah, if you want any more info on the YG, let us know, and I'm trying to get my channel up and running a bit. There's my other little toy that I haven't used. I think it's sat there about 5 months now. I'm trickle charge. I haven't had a chance to use it. I'm going to do a walk around on my trailer. Maybe this weekend. I'm out again this weekend, innit? So I've been up 3 weekends on the trot with it. And we're going to do a walk around on Wayne's XJ. We've had a few people asking about what lifts on it and what this, what that, and so that's the old battered YJ that owes me stupid money that I've been running for 16.5 years. A lot of people have seen it on a lot of play days you do, and like I say, I did Strata Florida 16 years ago in it, and obviously I did it 2 weeks ago. A little thing, it's 7 foot 4 wide, so it's a bit wider than a Land Rover. I think the Land Rover's only 6'6" or something, I'm not really sure. So yeah, it's 7 foot 4 wide, and it's 101 inches wheelbase. And like I say, last time we weighed it, I'm sure it weighed about 2.7 or 2.8 tons. So like I say, the top's only a canvas. I made the sides myself. I made these fill-ins because the door's closing to them, so I made these myself on metal, but that's just a little bikini top, so I can go topless, you know. You just roll it. You just take these straps off here, undo these straps, and roll it up. I mean, with roll cage, believe it or not, is I can undo them and hinge it up. So that's if I wanted to put a harder top on. I could do it where I could lift the roll cage up, put a harder top on, then put the roll cage back down. So I did it like that. Well, right, let me know if you want any more info on it, guys, and please subscribe to my channel if you want. And then I'm trying to get loads more videos done on it, and other things, and all the times I'm out and about and recovering, and yeah. So cheers.